Hey, welcome to KocoSports Weekly TNA Impact Review. I am the huge one, Dave Coco from KocoSports.com or KocoSports.net. It takes you to safe places where the world comes to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. I am with my tag team partner, American Alucard. You can find him on almost every social media account ever. Just search American Alucard on that social media, and you should find him. Also, you can see his TNA review that he did earlier on KocoSports.net. American Alucard, you know how we start off every review show. Win, loss, or tie. What did you think of this Impact Wrestling episode?
I'm going to say that it was a definite 200% win.
Now we do have something bigger than a win. Are you willing to give it a perfect?
I don't want to give it a perfect because of the Robbie E. and Brooke. Not that I hate the match, but in overall terms,
it's just 200% win, not perfect. Understood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a win. I don't get to watch Impact live because I work on Saturdays when it's on, and I'm in Tokyo time, so it's on Saturday morning here. But a lot of people hyped it up, and they're like, you gotta watch it, you gotta watch it. And the scary thing about that is, a lot of times you don't know if it's gonna live up to the hype, you know? A lot of times it's better if you see it yourself than getting hyped up for something. But I think it lived up to the hype. I enjoyed it. I would go as far as it wasn't perfect. I would give it a win, and I'd say maybe the best show since being on American Destination or Destination America. Do you think it's been their best show since moving?
I can agree with that, yeah. Yeah,
all
definitely.
right. So down in the comments, please put win, loss, or tie. You can hit us up on KocoSports.net Internet Infantry Chat. It's spot.im. It's on the bottom left-hand corner. You'll see a little circle. Come join us there. You can also tweet us at KocoSports or leave some live comments as you will. And if you could, as a favor to me, just because I live in Japan and I try to watch things legally, I know UFC is going on right now. We're going head-to-head with Dana White. How does it feel, American Alucard? Do you think we'll beat him in the ratings? We're going head-to-head. If you could just avoid UFC spoilers, that would be kind of cool. I don't want to be that guy that fucking goes on Facebook and be like, how dare you talk about a product that's happening right now? But if you could just leave them out of the YouTube comments, I appreciate it. I'm anti-spoiler, but angry guy on Facebook about people talking about a live event, that's too much, man. That's too much. All right, let's break this down. I thought it was the best show they've done in a real long time. It starts off right off the bat with a last man standing match, Eric Young versus Bobby Roode. I enjoyed this match, but I have to call it like I sees it. I think last man standing matches, even though this is a good one, worst fucking style of match in pro wrestling.
Really?
I hate last man standing matches. Yeah, hear me out on this one. This is why. This ain't a knock on the match. This is a knock on. No, it ain't a knock on the match that happened. It's a knock on the style of match. Let me get this straight. 5 minutes into the match, I think you can't get up by 10. But in a regular match, while I'm trying to hold you down, I can't hold you down for 3. I don't know. It breaks me out of the kayfabe zone. But with that said, for a match style that I absolutely hate, I thought they pulled it off great, and the fact that it went straight into a match was sweet, and I enjoyed it a lot. And they had a lot of great stuff. The finish was basically what's Bobby Roode's finisher called? I don't want to call it. What's that?
It's not the FU. I know. It looks like the John Cena FU attitude adjustment, but here's the twist. While John Cena, he does like a slam into it. He does like a fireman's carry slam. Roode, he does the fireman's carry slam, but in the midst of a slam, he turns it into a network.
Gotcha. All right, so he hits the Roode bomb through a table. They, do the long drawn-out 10 count, and Roode's up by 9, and Eric Young is doing his whole Twitch sell. The Twitch sell is a bit disturbing. Eric Young added that to his repertoire like within the last 2 years. And I'm like, come on, man. What's up? But overall,
he's trying to out Ziggler.
Yeah, Overall, I thought it was a great match. I'm just not a big fan of last man standing matches. But with that said, it was still a great match. And not only that, but do you want to go on a nerdy adventure with me? Let's get nerdy here for a second. Not that we've ever got nerdy on KocoSports before. Did Bobby Roode really win? Was he really at his feet standing? He was up for like half a second. In boxing, they wouldn't have given him credit for standing up. What's your call? Let's get a little nerdy. First off, get nerdy, and then tell me what you thought of the match overall. Do you think he was officially up?
I see your point, but they've done it in so many other promotions, not only TNA, but in other wrestling things, to where a guy, he just got up at the last second and they give him the victory. So I'll let that one pass, just because it's been done since the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So we're going to see it again.
All right, so what did you overall think of the opening match? Was it exciting that it went straight into wrestling, the show?
Yeah, I thought they were going to come out with, like, at least a 2-minute promo. EY was going to come out and talk or something like that. Hell, I didn't really expect this match to open it up or whatever, but it's good to see, some action start a pro wrestling event. And then you got to love both characters in here. You got Eric Young just going completely psycho. I think at one point in the match, he was about to, motion to bash a fan's head in with a steel chair. He kept going for that wicked jumping power driver on like multiple dangerous surfaces. And I also like the fact they threw in the match where he couldn't get beat by his own power driver even on a steel chair.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Do you think the feud is over?
No, it's not over, because in a promo backstage or in a YouTube promo, Eric Young said it's never going to be over. No matter what Bobby Roode does, he's always going to come back. He's always going to try to hurt him, because he had his boot on Eric Young's neck for 15 years. And really, this is what Dean Ambrose should be doing to Dean. This is what Dean Ambrose should be doing to Seth Rollins. He should never forget what Seth Rollins did. And Eric Young, he's not forgetting what Roode did, in his own twisted way. Of course, Dean Ambrose is a face and Seth Rollins is a heel, and vice versa. But this, is some consistency to the storyline. One of these guys is going to have to get either kayfabe injured or real injured to end this storyline.
Yeah, and WWE forgets everything. It's I don't know. It's getting embarrassing now. I know a lot of people, WWE fanboys, and I'm a pro wrestling fan. I think pro wrestling's doing great. I think TNA goes up and down, but WWE just forgets everything. I mean, it's got to the point now that you're just better off not paying attention to storylines.
The Los Matadores, they're heels. Why? Because
you notice something? I noticed something. The less you know about WWE, the more you like the product. And I don't mean that as like a fucking complete jab and dig as much as it sounds. But think about it. If you didn't know John Cena interviewed this week, you would like John Cena better. If you never heard Roman Reigns shoot on his situation, it would be easier to like Roman Reigns. If you didn't know like where these guys worked from and came from and backstage, like the dumber you are, and I don't mean that as an insult. I really don't. The dumber you are, the more you would enjoy WWE products. Just because, like, think about it. If you actually paid attention to storylines, it's very disappointing. If you pay attention to any skills, it's very disappointing. If you just show up and you're like, I know nothing about the product, that person's going to have a lot more fun than someone who's watched 2 episodes. So the more you know, the worse WWE is. Next, Drew Galloway cuts a really good promo, the hashtag stand up, spreading a message. I thought it was a really good promo. I enjoyed it. I like what he's saying. Then the only thing is, this is me personally, then he goes to the Beatdown Clan. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. It's like telling Michael Jordan he doesn't know what it's like to be a basketball player. Like, I know that, like, there are, it's really a shot at WWE. It's really a shot at, the powers that be in pro wrestling. And I understand, and I can get behind it. But then, like, as soon as he goes from shoot world to kayfabe world, I'm like, really? MVP busted his ass, low-key, Samoa. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's like saying, what the fuck? We need better fucking rebounders. Dennis Rodman sucks at rebounding. It just doesn't fucking work, you know? I enjoyed the promo. It's just, that, and I made the mistake. You know, and this is a really good show. Don't let my negativity get in the way of it. If you've not watched TNA for a long time, and you're not sure if you should watch TNA, I think this is a good show to jump right back in. I mean, there's good shows to jump right back in. I think if you're like, oh, fucking TNA has broke my heart before, but, you know, you guys sound positive, let's check it out. I think if you're willing to check out Impact again, and that's a big leap for a lot of people, because
I don't know why, though. I don't get, like, why it's such a big leap to, like, go back and watch TNA.
Because they've had some really bad, and I'm just speaking, they've had some really bad up and downs.
We've had some really bad up and downs with Dirty E too, though.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I think people that are willing to look for an alternative will just skip Impact. We're like, oh, we gave Impact a chance, let's check out Ring of Honor. We gave Ring of Honor, you know what I'm saying? So I think Impact has a long way to go to building trust. But if you're willing to take a chance, and if you're stuck watching Monday Night Raw, and you're like, Raw's better than Impact, I'm sorry, you're just fucking lying to yourself. You're just lying to yourself. You know, there are better products than Impact, without a doubt. Raw is not one of those products. But if you're willing to give Impact a chance again, I think this is a good show to give it back. Now, back to fucking Negative Nelly. I love the Beatdown Clan, and just... Oh, man, if you're a Beatdown Clan fan, you could see why it's aggravating, can you not?
I can see, because they aren't booked, like...
Horrible? Like, why would they say go to the back? Why? Why in any universe would they say go to the back?
It's that double-edged sword. Because, like, in the past, you know, people have said TNA, they book factions too strong, but right now, they're booking a faction too weak. Even with the Revolution, the Revolution they're kind of getting booked weak, so I guess it's just something, I don't know.
No, I know what it is. It's very difficult for TNA to make a faction, because the TNA originals the TNA original fans, the ones that paid the $10 pay-per-views, really hated Main Event Mafia. Now, newer fans don't hate Main Event Mafia, like, as much as the fans who paid $10. And I think, even though Bubba Ray did a great job, or Bully Ray, even though Bully Ray did a great job, Aces and Eights, you have to consider that a huge disaster. And I think that's why.
His work rate, the fashion around him, not so great. I think, that's the best way to put it.
Yeah. And Bully Ray definitely looked great during that. I mean, Bully Ray was probably the top heel of his career. Yeah. But the overall story, that was good.
They really should have picked more carefully who they put in there. Doc Gallows, that works. The two younger guys, that works. Maybe it should have just been them. Who else was in there?
At one time, they made the Bullet Club look small. Oh, zing! The Bullet Club zing. You know, Virgil from the NWO was saying that's too much. Virgil is like, nah, that's too much. All right, let's look at it. MVP versus Drew Galloway. I thought it was a pretty decent match. I really did. Galloway hooks in the Future Shock DDT, but before he connects, the BDC interferes. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Why just stay ringside? Why bother running? You know what I mean? Drew Galloway wins by DQ. They beat the hell out of him. And this show was booked really well. I'm one of those guys, a backseat booker. I booked on the indies, and I think storytelling is important. I thought the Samoa Joe moment was really good, where Low-Key is flipping out, and then Samoa Joe stops him, and I'm like, oh my god, Samoa Joe's going to turn face before... let's not talk about it. And he goes to stop Low-Key, everyone's confused, people are cheering, and they give him the metal pipe. They did the best they could, but that metal pipe shot was a bit embarrassing. But TNA's editing team did the best they could, and then he's bleeding all over the place, and the Beatdown Clan is talking shit, which I thought was good, because ever since the biggest heartbreak of the Beatdown Clan was when the 4 random fucking wrestlers who hated each other beat him in a cage. I just thought, like, no. So they keep trying to rebuild him, but I just don't know if the magic will ever be back. All right. What did you think of the match and the segment?
The Drew Galloway promo definitely a standout here, and I really hope TNA goes down the road of what he's talking about. If they start doing things that he said in his promo that we don't like, the pushing people down our throats and everything like that. The promo seems kind of wasted, but overall, it seems like it's leading Impact down a good road. The match. How do you feel about Drew Galloway using Roger Strong's sick kick?
I don't know. People just steal fucking moves all the time. I imagine if I was a pro wrestler and someone stole my shit and didn't give credit, like when someone does the Stinger Splash and they call it the Stinger Splash, I'm sure that's not as insulting. But like when someone steals your shit, and I've been in wrestling too long where I just realize everyone's gonna steal shit, so it doesn't bother me. But it's gotta piss off the athlete, I mean, there was one time Undertaker's wife was using the Styles Clash. I believe it was her. I don't know. It was a blonde.
Yeah, the Faith Breaker, Michelle McCool.
Yeah. And not only that, but as a Kenta fan, it pissed me off that WWE had I'm being sarcastic, but not really, 97 finishers that Kenta had made. And know what pisses me off about the Kenta situation? They never mentioned that Kenta created like half their finishers, and then they're like, oh yeah, don't do any finishers. Like, it pisses me off because like WWE NXT fans come up and go, oh, Kenta can't do shit. I'm like, oh, do you like CM Punk? Do you like Daniel Bryan? Do you like this? Yeah, Kenta did all that. I don't fucking know. I don't get it.
He uses the stick kick as a finisher too, also, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure if I was Roderick Strong, I'd be pissed. But it's one of those things everyone steals shit nowadays. And go ahead.
It's a match that's going to lead to something bigger. The steel pipe thing, I get why people didn't like it, but he had two choices.
I enjoyed it. The only thing I complained about was the camera angle, but that's fucking super nerdy.
No, I've seen people say it didn't look like he actually. Well, it didn't look like he actually hit him. Why didn't he make some kind of contact with his head? There are only two choices: actually hit him with it and commit murder, or some kind of crime on television.
Well, no. I'm gonna get a bit nerdy here. That's on the cameraman.
Okay, yeah.
You have to have the camera shut because the thing is, it's a live audience, and if you hear the loud pipe on pipe, you imagine that was the pipe in his head smashing it. So like, I hate to be that guy, but that's the camera guy. The camera guy has to pick the right angle, and the editing team tried their best, but it's just, I don't know if it was the original TNA camera crew or they just hired some free agents, but. And I don't want to be that guy that throws fucking some guy who's probably making less than minimum wage under the bus. But that's the camera guy's fault. I mean, because the thing is, if you hit him with it and you don't kill him, obviously if you hit him and kill him, that's bad. But if you don't hit him and don't fucking, you actually hit him and don't kill him, it looks fake. So the best way to do that is to smash the pipe right above his head as he's dropping, and then the cameraman has to get the right angle. And they had 2 or 3 cameramen, and none of them got the right angle. And this is getting very, very nerdy. I used to be a cameraman. Sorry. Welcome to Cameraman AM, But yeah, I don't know if it's the original team. I don't know what's up, but I know because if you noticed, the editing team, they tried to switch angles, and then there was a moment of black space. You know what I'm saying? The reason they did that was because they wanted to hide the fact that the cameraman had the wrong angle. So the edit team tried. Because it's either one thing. You do the old, I hit you and it looks fake, like with Triple H's hammer, or you do it with the right camera angle and swing it full force and miss them, and then the sound echoes through the arena, and at certain camera angles, it looks real as shit. But then again, if you have an inexperienced cameraman, or if, you just missed the shot, it happens. You know what I mean? It happens.
I do also wonder how Samoa Joe's going to be written off, because the next couple of shows coming up when they get out of England or whatever, European tour, that's when Samoa Joe takes off. So I'm really interested to see how he's written out of the storyline.
Yeah, and I hope they just don't mention it. I mean, that would be a real scumbag move. I don't know.
Or they just beat
Hopefully,
him up and then like that's the end of it. Maybe something like that or whatever.
yeah, but you know what? That's bad. But that bad is better than nothing. You know what I mean? That bad is better than nothing. Hopefully they got something. I could see Samoa Joe. I don't know, but he's trying to get into WWE. I don't know. It's a sticky situation. All right, next match. Two characters that I used to love. You know what? I always loved Magnus because 2014 Magnus never happens. Never happened. His interviews, just 2000. It didn't happen. So I've always loved Magnus. I'm happy that he took time off in 2014. Versus Bram, I didn't see the potential in Bram. I didn't give a shit. Everyone thought highly of Bram, but slowly but surely they're winning me over. It's basically I guess it's just a match, but it's going all out, and they're both knocked out. And Mickie James, who's told to stay in the back, is told to stay in the back, doesn't listen, comes out and cheers for him. When the referee's distracted, he ties, and the tying of Magnus was a bit much. You know what I mean? Magnus was like, hey, fucking, it was loosey-goosey tying here. But they tie him up, and Magnus wins by DQ. Bram is about to hit him with the cue ball again. His wife, Mickie James, comes in, protects him, and then he holds Mickie James hostage unless he kisses his boot. And this is me. Hear me out. Maybe I'm not man enough, but like, if a guy like Bram has my wife and says, kiss my boot, and all this ends, I'm just like, all right, that's it? All right. Yeah, nice boot. I know, like, they're trying to go old school, like, how dare you fucking ruin my honor. But I was like, I don't know if that was enough. Like, I'm saying if you're not willing to kiss another man's boot while tied up to a ring post, and your girlfriend is about to get spiked, a pile driver or whatever he was going to do to her, I'm just saying you might not be good boyfriend material. That's all I'm saying. First off, it was loosey-goosey. He could escape, but let's live in a fantasy world where he couldn't escape. I thought for sure, because, Mickie James, a wrestler, I know she just, had a baby within the last 2 years, so I don't know how she is ring shape-wise. If it was me, backseat booking, I would have had him kiss the boot, then still hurt her. Just because she's a wrestler and it would have had a bigger reaction. Because, like, what is Mickie James going to say? Oh, I saved your life by kissing the boot. Oh, you're not a man. You know what, bitch? Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought it was a decent match, decent storyline, but you need to work on your tying up skills. Obviously, Bram is not into kidnapping. He has to take Coco's kidnapping 101 shit, because you ain't stopping anyone with that. Oh, man, context is everything. I think that's going to come back to haunt me. But
I don't know, those zip ties, they're pretty strong. I mean, police use them to tie people up, and they don't really break out of those.
That's true. I guess they didn't want to hurt fucking him and, like, strap him up and shit. I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure he could have got out of it. But here's the big thing. Am I, like, less of a man? If a terrorist asks my wife and says, this all ends if you kiss the boot, I'm like, bring the boot. Bring the boot. I want to go home and fucking eat some popcorn. I thought an added touch would be if she's healthy enough to still throw the move on her. Because then you embarrassed him and hurt his wife. That's a better storyline than, oh my God, I kissed someone's boot. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm too much of a softie here. You might be more of a, tough guy. But I'm saying, imagine they have your Princess Peach, whoever your Princess Peach is. And they're like, I'm going to fucking kill her. All you have to do is kiss my boot. I'm like, you know what? Considering I'm tied up like an idiot, this is a pretty goddamn good deal. Maybe I'm too old and weak-minded, but I'm just like, hey, kissing the boot. Kissing the boot. Like, there's other shit that I, like, oh, man, no, I don't know if I would do that. You know what I mean? But kissing a boot, yeah, like, maybe I'm, like, making it too easy for future kidnappers for my wife, but if someone, like, I have your wife. All right. Well, oh, no, I love her so much. What do you want from me? You have to kiss my boot. I mean, okay, sure. Click. Fucking weirdo. What's your thoughts? Would you kiss a boot to save your Princess Peach?
I don't know, like the Madness and Brown thing. I kind of found that segment very, very heelish and what's the word for it? Demasculating. I think that's what they went for here. I don't know if Mick James could have taken a bump or whatever, or maybe they just want her to play that damsel in this distress role. But I feel like since we haven't really seen anything like that, a kissing of the boot, it came off very strong and it made Bram look like a very sadistic, off the hinge heel.
American Alcard, you're really, really avoiding the question. We're about to go to comments. The question of the night is, would you kiss another man's boot if you were completely powerless to save your Princess Peach? Oh my God! You better hope your Princess Peach doesn't listen to this show.
No, I was typing to teach on. He was talking about John, but I would, but it wouldn't make me feel,
You would want your revenge.
Yeah, because I just kissed a dude's boot, while I'm tied up. I'm looking like a fucking jackass. So he walks away like a hero and calls me what did he say, pathetic or whatever. And he looks like this glorious champion. I'm tied up like a doofus to the ring. So like in terms of a heel move, by Brand, that was very good. I'm sure a lot of dudes would do it, but you wouldn't feel like, man, I really got to win.
Not me. I'd call it a lucky day. I'm like, what a fucking jackass. I'm at home eating popcorn. I don't know. Maybe it's because I used to be a Marine and I see what other men do to other men, and no. Like, oh, you're gonna fucking water torch me, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you kiss my boot. Fuck, I'm done. Alright, see you later. Maybe I was hazed too much in the Marine Corps, but to me, I'm like, kissing your boot? Fuck, I'm done. Alright, Andy Papp says, gonna give it a win. One of the best impacts of the year minus the Bram Magnus thing. I would kiss a boot to save my Princess Peach, laugh my ass off. Alright, so we got one, Andy Papps. I appreciate those on Twitter retweeting us. And let's see on YouTube. Boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo. Come on, YouTube comments. Please work. Please work. Please work. Ooh, 5 thumbs up. I appreciate it. All right. YouTube comments. Not fucking cool. Not cool at all. All right. Let's see if I can get this. All right. Peter Gillen says, I really hope to watch this live. I made it. Woohoo! I loved this Impact episode. Yeah, it was a really good Impact episode. Lennox Watershed, should Tanahashi have taken Kenta's spot in NXT? What do you think he would do? All right, we're getting on WWE questions, but we'll get this one out of the way since we try to answer anything. No, Tanahashi is way too old and way too over. I mean, Okada is young and obviously being booked like a bag of shit. I'm an Okada fan, by the way. If anyone should have took Kenta's spot, it would have been Okada. Matter of fact, according to Japanese blogs and newspapers and news, Okada was offered that spot like 5+ times, and he always turned it down. So Okada, I noticed something about the New Japan guys. Their pay and the way they're treated, because Okada turned down WWE multiple times. Young Bucks has turned down everybody multiple times. AJ Styles has turned down TNA multiple times. I think New Japan, you're pretty good. But yeah, Tanahashi, no. He's just too old and too over. Why would you give that up? You know what I mean? So I hope that answers your question. Now that we answered your question, Lennox Waterson, would you save your Princess Peach by kissing a boot? All right. Alright, and we got bad news. We don't have to read bad news over the air. People are idiots. Alright. To the next match. Alright, the intergender match. This was no Lucha Underground, but you had Robbie E versus Brooke. I thought it was decent for comedy spots. I enjoyed the comedy spots, but I don't know. It was nice. I mean, I don't know how to review it other than that. There was a lot of comedy spots, and it broke up the show at the right time. It ends with
Brooke,
Robbie E getting drop kicked by his own tag team partner, and Brooke rolls him up for the 3 count. Brooke gets the win, and it was what Lucha Underground is trying to do, but just way, way, way more comedy spots and not as serious. And I don't know, can you say a wrestling match is nice and cute? I don't know if that's how you want to describe a wrestling match, but I think that's how I would describe it. You know, it was
Robbie E
nice.
was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it had a lot of funny spots. I liked it in the corner, in between rounds, and Taz no-selling it. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. You know what it is? It reminded me of just like basketball.
Yeah.
You don't go to watch the mascot slam dunk, but when the mascot slam dunk, it doesn't take away from the basketball game. This was the mascot slam dunking. I don't know if that's how they want to be described as, but it was a short comedy match that I enjoyed. Now, if you don't enjoy comedy matches, this might not be your thing. It's not going to impress anyone, but I'm okay with it. Nice and cute is what I'm describing it as. Do you want to add anything to it?
I think this was the ray of sunshine in the the cloud of darkness. Not saying in a bad way, but you had a lot of
a lot of serious negative stuff.
Yeah, so they had to have this comedy spot, so it went to the man, there's a lot of brutality here,
Yeah, and you bring up a great point. It does break it up because you got to remember you had who's the Scottish guy? I'm really bad at names. I apologize.
Scott. Oh, Drew Galloway.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre, Drew Galloway. You had him get smashed. Then you had a dude's wife, be taken hostage. Then after that, you have a great match. So I think booking wise, this comedy cute match was in the perfect spot. It had to lighten up the mood after Magnus had his manhood stolen from him.
And Robbie, he slammed Brooke and then went to the corner and started taking a water break.
I enjoyed it, and you know what? I said this a couple impacts ago, but I'm gonna repeat it because it's worth repeating. Taz has really improved. I don't know if it's because he hated the professor. I don't know if it's because he changed his character with Josh. But Taz and Josh, and it's not. I like the professor, so it's not a knock on the professor. I know I might be on the minority on that one, but I think Taz has really upped his game since coming to Destination America, and I thought he did a great job tonight.
I would agree with that. It's a perfect. It's almost rivaling Kevin Kelly and Steve Corino. Is almost on that level. They're in America, just based on America. I would say the number 2 commentary team because, like I said, number 1 is Kevin Kelly and Corino. 2 Taz and Josh. 3 is Vampiro and Matt Striker, and 4th and definitely last, that's got to go to all the guys on Raw. So
I would even put NXT above Raw.
Yeah, but that's not really the main product, so that's why.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know. When Vampiro's on, Vampiro goes up and down. When Vampiro's on, I would rank. I honestly think the best 2 in the business right now is Matt Striker and Corino. I think that's a dream team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If they ever have, yeah.
It's never happened, but I think those 2 are the best. Yeah, I think Taz as a Destination America, because before Taz on Spike was horrible. Yeah. But Josh and Taz, I think they're highly ranked because Striker's better and Corino's better, but their partners go up and down, where Taz and Josh, since moving to Destination America, have been the most consistent. So, but
even Josh, he gets involved a little bit more, in certain situations, like in the EC3 match or whatever. He got his sight at the right times. He had moments of rage at the right time. So
Yeah. So I know TNA's announce team is pretty damn good. Now, if you're breaking up teams, no one beats Matt Striker and Corino. They're just fucking pure money. Pure fucking money. But Who knows? Oh my god, dude! I kid you not, dear internet pay-per-view providers, WBN, RF Video, High Spots, Ring of Honor, Go Fight Live. I don't even give a fuck what your card is. You get Carino and Stryker on commentary, you got my money. You just got my money. That's it. Done and done.
That's a very bold statement. Well, welcome everybody, guys. This is your man T-Sean in the building, Wrestle Talk Media, KocoSports. Your boys in the building finally. Dave, how's it going?
Not too bad. You made it just in time for the main event, sir.
Well, before we get into the main event, we got to go back to the Bram boot thing.
Like, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Well, first, win, loss, or tie, and you know, you look like a tougher character than me. You know, I'm like, yeah, I've been married 17 years. You know, you look like the type of guy that, you know, you run a business with 900 beautiful women. So the question, besides win, loss, or tie, is if someone has you tied up and you're trapped, there's nothing you can do. Hard times, as Dusty Rhodes would say. And someone has your girls, your Princess Peach, your #1 gal, and is threatening to do stuff to her unless you kiss the boot. I kiss the boot, go home, eat popcorn, and consider it a good day. What's your call? Do you kiss the boot to save your Princess Peach?
You know, there could have been a lot of critique into this scene per se, but I'm gonna say this: I was so hoping that he was gonna bite his leg.
Gotcha. So you had like a sneak attack. You're like,
I mean, just think about it. I mean, she could have cut loose. If he would have bit his leg, you know, he would have and then she would have ran or probably low blowed him and got out of dodge or whatever like that. And you know, I felt like there should have been more done because it wasn't enough to make a man kiss another man's feet when he has at least something to fight with. He wasn't defenseless as far as being able to, like, he couldn't attack or utilize something. He had. You know, he still could have kicked. He could did something. He could have. Then if he's able to squat down and
So instead of like me, I'm just a coward. Like kiss the boot, go home, eat popcorn. American a la carte, kiss the boot, and plans his revenge.
I mean, come on reality on this one. When you think about it, you know, if the guy's got your wife, if he's holding your wife, is he gonna whoop her ass, or he just got them kicking your ass? After you kiss his boot, what's to stop him from continue to kicking your ass and
that's a great point. I thought that's why he was gonna hurt her. Because I thought if he hurt her after kissing the boot, oh my god, that would have been amazingly horrible. Who wouldn't have hated Bram forever? Bram's own grandmother would have hated Bram at that point. And not let's go kayfabe wise. Granted, you know, you could shoot on stuff, but kayfabe storyline wise, do you think Magnus is home watching it on TiVo going, bitch, why didn't you just run? Because, like, Mickey James had plenty of opportunities to get the fuck out of Dodge. So, like, in kayfabe world, I can just see Magnus, he's still in his tights because in kayfabe land, they just never leave they never fucking get out of wrestling.
I'm going to say the same grace on it. It's just some things that they need to work on. They should have worked on as far as better acting and trying to sell that story. That part of everything was perfect until that part. I mean, I felt like they could have left that bullshit out. You know, he could have just had him and just kicked his ass. That would have been cool. But Mickey James part, I don't think they maybe there was some confusion. Maybe there was some things that supposed to have happened because it just didn't feel right for me.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing is, I think if they made it simpler too, like here's a simple thing, like because I don't know, maybe I just don't have no self-pride because I've been beaten down by the Marine Corps. But I think this would have made me angrier, and it's a simple storyline. Tie him up, kiss her, and then leave. I think it's a simpler storyline, and it gives the same feelings across. Because, I don't know, a dude tying me up and then kissing my girl, I mean, there's a whole porn section on that on YouPorn. But that, I think, would make you more angry than, hey, kiss my boot. All right, fucking, if that's what you're into, pal. So I guess. So the question tonight is, if your Princess Peach was in trouble, would you kiss the boot? But yeah, kayfabe-wise, you know, like, he has to be watching TiVo. I'm like, bitch, why didn't you run there? Why didn't you run?
If you think about it, though, and this is my first thoughts on this one. I said, why don't he make her kiss his boot?
Oh yeah, that would have been way worse.
See, it's another world where it has to make sense. If it had to make sense, if this was me booking this particular scene or what like that, I would have made him continue to beat the shit out of Magnus till he was senseless. So he couldn't damn near breathe, and then be like, I'll continue. She's begging, stop, and he's like, kiss my boot, and she bowed down and did the unthinkable and kissed his boot. Then making Magnus wild. Like he's holding Magnus like, look. That should have been the transcendent story to where like, and that would have really fueled Magnus to coming back. Like it's a more better storyline to pitch. I mean, come on, we have to do something better, TNA. And I know you guys are listening, man. Do something better with that storyline. It should have went the other way, but you know.
Yeah, because no matter how much I'm a laid-back, retired hippie, I'm like, no, violence is a thing of my past. You know, I'm almost a Buddhist, for Christ's sake. And I'm like, but here's my thing. Yeah, having me kiss the boot, I'm eating popcorn. Don't give a shit. Like, hey, dude, fucking bad day. Oh well, at least we're home safe. And the second thing is, like, if she kisses his boot, I'm like, all right, even fucking hippie Dave has to put down the fucking the pipe. You know what I mean? He'd be like, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. That's a great point.
You got to kick his ass then. American, how you feel about that? I mean, do you feel the same way? Like it should have been done the vice versa way? It should have been flipped?
When you put it like that with Mickie James kissing the boot, I do like that more. But it's still, you know, very degrading to kiss a man's boot. But the other thing about Mickie James doing it, I do see how that would have came off a lot better on television.
I would have felt for that one. Like, damn, like, you know, you have to whoop his ass now. You then gotta kill him now because you just made my girl kiss your boot to save me. I gotta hurt you.
And not only that, but with Mickie James kissing the boot, like I could feel myself like if I saw that on television, being sucked into that world. Like who the fuck isn't rooting for Magnus after that? You know what I mean? Like you know, because a lot of times like you're watching it, you're entertained, but there's very special storylines where you get sucked in and you're like, no, you know, I believe in this world. You know what I mean? I think that type of storyline is where you're just like, no, Magnus, you got to, man. You got to.
You guys out there in the internet world may say that, I say internet world, may say that I'm a little cheap for this one, but I have to go here. It gives you a kind of a throwdown memory lane with 300, where his wife had to sleep with the guy. I don't know if you guys remember that part. She had to sleep with him to get him to consult to doing something, but even when she slept with him, he still traded on her.
Yeah.
So that storyline pissed a lot of people off when he did that. No, he fucked her, and then all of a sudden, he still doesn't live up to his word. I think that should have been the goal with what happened. I mean, that's where I'm getting at, because even when you watch 300 thing, for those who don't know what 300 is, it's a movie that came out a while back ago. Go look it up. And when it happened, when they did what they did, and the guy who made the deal with her, he crossed her, and of course she killed him. For those who didn't see that movie, she killed his ass.
Spoilers, motherfucker! You can't just come on here and give away 1996 movies.
Hell yeah, that's a hell of a spoiler. But yeah, like that's where I channeled that angle. Like, damn, that's fucked up. You know, that's wrong. You know, that would have been the thing for me. But I didn't feel that with the way they went with it, where they went with it with this one. I didn't quite get that one, but I fall back on this one. So let's go forward.
All right, let's go to some live comments before we go to the thing. Andy Papp says, I would kiss the boot to save my Princess Peach, laugh my ass off, but then I would RKO the shit out of him. Can we have a moment of silence for Spud? Impact was very graphic, and we'll talk about that. I think that was one of the surprise matches of the night. Lennox would have said, if you no-sell and kissing the boot, it spoils it. As Cena has taught us, when in doubt, no-sell. Matt Striker, Vampiro, definitely, and it's from Cynical. Matt Striker and Vampiro are definitely over everyone but Carino. You guys are nuts. The Sneaker Addict says, stop it through. Hope everyone is great. No problem. Josh Matthews was great throughout the show. If Carino and Striker are the A team, who and Josh make the B team. Maybe the guy from Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. If you're going to indie, and granted, I saw him throughout his career down in Florida. If you're going indie, I was always a big fan of Lenny Leonard. He just has an old school sportscaster voice and makes everything seem real. He did Ring of Honor back in the day and now is loyal to all WWN products. I'm a big fan of Lenny Leonard, on camera and behind the scenes. He's just a classy guy. And also a guy that I never met. I don't know if he still does it. Beyond Wrestling's Denver, Colorado. The man, not the place. I think he does an amazing job. And, of course, the legendary Joey Styles.
How about Josh and Booker T?
All right.
That's too much?
I think so. Booker T is like Taz on Spike. He has his moments, but sometimes he's a bit much. Sometimes he's a bit much.
I guess I got to throw my picks in the hat real quick. I gotta give a big shout out to Memphis Championship Wrestling. For those who may have followed Memphis Championship Wrestling, and because you have to, some people you have to, because therefore a lot of great talent came and was actually spawned out of Memphis Championship Wrestling. So I got to go with the whole panel that was on Memphis Championship Wrestling, and also I'm gonna go at as far as announcer indie wise right now. And not just because he's a good friend of ours, a good personal friend of ours, but I was shocked. I listened to some of the videos that Andrew Corbeil has put out and has been doing. He's been commentating on the panels at some of the indie shows, and I was shocked. He's pretty good. He's good.
He has a very professional voice. You know, like a lot of times, us, we're YouTubers, we sound like real people. Where he sounds like, oh, this son of a gun should be on television. He has that voice about him.
I said that because I ain't gonna lie, Andre, if you watching, I was reluctant. I didn't want to watch it. I was like, man, I don't want to see no indie match. And then I said, you know what, just push play, and I'm gonna be cleaning up. And I'm listening. I'm like, okay, all right, he's a damn good announcer. That's all right. I said, I want to see him get more serious as far as a broadcast. When I would want to see him working on TNA or hopefully Global Force or something like that. I want to see him work with an actual bigger platform. I want to see how it will go, because I know he's a very passionate fan, and a lot of these cats are not that passionate about wrestling or have that much knowledge or care to know that much about wrestling. But
indie wrestling. One thing, if I ran an indie wrestling promotion, and people always got mad because we sold our product to an international audience. We were doing streaming television years, decades before Vince McMahon, and we went to Brazil. We were popular in Brazil, India, and what we decided to do, because we didn't have anyone that could, because play-by-play is very hard. Color is kind of easy. Play-by-play is a very difficult skill. It's skill I don't have, but play-by-play is a really difficult skill. But if I'm an indie guy, an indie promotion, and your announce team isn't good, I would rather have no commentary than bad commentary. That's just me. Because there's some really bad commentary out there, and it just sucks because you should go out of your way to find a Lenny Leonard, a Denver, Colorado, or guys that we're talking about on the indie scene, just because it makes a night and day difference.
It's like having a shitty-ass storyteller for a Disney movie. You got to have a person with a good voice that knows how to tell a story. That's exactly how it has to happen.
I agree. Andy Papp says Impact was, after seeing that EC3 did last night, the man deserves all the money in World Championships. I've been saying that for a while, but we'll get to that. D-Rocks, at D_Rocks, 73 says, I'm excited now for Shimmer Chick Fight is 3 weeks, but WWN Live doesn't have it available to buy yet. I wonder if Lenny Leonard's going to be doing that one. Yeah, so hopefully, I need to get more into women's indie wrestling. That's one of my weaker knowledgeable places of wrestling. And he said, TNA messed up Jessica Havoc and Santana. It's hard for me to watch.
They're still there, though. I mean, well, Havoc, well, not Havoc, but Santana, she's gone. but Havoc's still there. She has tapings that are going to be coming up, and she also has like a title match, and she also is available these new tapings that are coming up. So she's only been there for like less than 6 months. So how could they mess up Havoc?
Yeah, I was about to say to that comment, you got to give that some time. I mean, let her have a run in with Awesome Kong, but somebody has to come back to stop Kong as far as be a duo or something to change this whole Awesome Kong run up. There has to be a force, and like I said, I believe that somebody's going to turn heel, possibly the champion, and Havoc's going to be the one to cause Awesome Kong to lose. I mean, we have to have that go on. So Havoc is not ruined. That was the best thing to do, is to have that run in and turn Havoc more into a villain than she are. And I'm hoping that they're going to turn Awesome Kong into a face now because of Havoc's run in. I'm hoping that she comes back and interferes. It's just a better storyline to pitch anyway.
We have one question. This will be the last question. We just asked for context. Cynical says, so what wrestlers came from there? ? I'm not familiar with the place. Curious to learn. I'm not quite sure what place that is. We covered a lot since that question. So yeah, if you could just clean that question up or add more detail. Let's go to the main event. I thought the main event. This is why it helps to avoid spoilers.
Hold up, Dave. Take a deep breath. This is good. This is a good one. Take a deep breath. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it is a good one. But this is why it helps not to avoid spoilers. The fact that I didn't know who was going to win, what was going to happen, made this so much more exciting. Like on Facebook, people are busting my balls. Like, just read the spoilers, not watch the show. And yeah, I understand it, but I don't think if you read the spoilers and you knew it, you wouldn't have enjoyed this. On paper, this match isn't as good as what they deliver. This was an amazing match, and as a pro wrestling fan, I am a huge fan of something on paper not looking that good and then it being amazing. I'm a huge fan of that. I just am. Like, one of my favorite matches of all time was Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle. Because on paper, that looked like a horrible match at the time. And it's one of my favorite matches of all time just because I thought it was absolutely amazing.
Show just how good Kurt Angle is.
Yeah, dude, that's one of my favorite matches of all time. But this was, on paper, I was like, oh, whatever. But no, they busted their asses, and there was blood everywhere. They put up a little warning, which I appreciate just because it adds realism and not all that, but we live in a day where you have to put warnings on everything. Yeah, like what? I'm a nerd. I'm not gonna lie. I am who I am. The fact that in colleges around the world there are something called trigger warnings, and there's a trigger warning on The Great Gatsby. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with society? When you're like, The Great Gatsby offends me, I'm done with you. I'm just done. If you're one of those persons that's like, no, I'm not gonna read The Great Gatsby because there's a trigger warning on it. That's fucking ridiculous. All right, my nerd rant is over. Sorry.
It's sissified, man. It's sissified.
Yeah, but also, with society being the way it is, also I think it adds. Like, it comes back from a person like, oh, shit's about to go down. And you're like, wow, all right, I'm excited now. And, it was a bloody mess. And the fact that it doesn't happen that often on national television adds to the specialness of it. Like, if this happened often on not live television, but on television. If this happened often on television, I don't think it would have been as special. But it doesn't happen often on television. He's busted up, and EC3 and him have a great match. And, dude, I am so happy, just because I'm a huge EC3 mark. I am so happy EC3 won. It makes the fucking line of the night last week was, and I'm paraphrasing, but in the real world, evil people win. I love that line. I love the match. I love the fact that EC3 fucking won. And just like Andy Papp said in the Facebook comments, this motherfucker, when he's healthy and doesn't look like half Transformer or half RoboCop, he needs to be a main eventer. I know, the network really wants Kurt Angle to be on top. I know that, there's a lot of great wrestlers, but just when it comes to heels, he's just completely fucking awesome. I love EC3. There, I said it.
Using that thing though. He's gonna keep using that arm brace because I think that's his new weapon.
Okay, well, I mean, as long as he's healthy and can get back in the main event scene, I don't care if he Ortons it up.
I mean, Dave is saying exactly what I've been saying for a long time. American, you're aware of that, and I've been preaching it on several different shows that EC3 is pound for pound the best, and I'm going on a limb and I'm saying it, considering the best heel in the industry right now. Yeah. I mean, who else gets that kind of like? More details into the match. I don't know if people were catching this. I noticed they edited it a little bit, but there were people starting to throw shit at EC3. I don't know if anybody, because I'm that guy. I'm gonna talk about it. Now,
you know what it is? He's such a perfect heel because he's not using cheap tricks. He's fucking naturally a heel. He's a character. Because a lot of people are like, wrestling fans are stupid. Alright, no, like, he's legit fucking being a heel. He's not using cheap tricks. And not only that, but if you enjoy the great heels, he's just, I don't know, to me, you should pay him a lot more money, he should be the cornerstone of the company, and he should be the main heel. And what drives that home is just whatever he does, he's believable. And no matter how the crowd reacts, he's a very witty guy. And however the crowd reacts to him, he has the perfect answer.
I got to stop you right there. See, you said something, and I have to comment. I have to say something now. The believable part. Let me tell you this. I was viewing Impact Wrestling earlier today. And so I'm watching it. You know, I got two of my little girls, my ladies over here. They doing our thing, and I know they sat down and watched TNA Impact with me. We're watching it. And it got to the EC3 and Rockstar Spud match, and they're into it. You know, they watch wrestling. I guess they watch it occasionally. They're not the fan that we are, but they will watch it. Some type of sometime connoisseurs of wrestling, and so they're like, "Ooh, who is that?" I'm like, "Okay, like, shut up, watch the match." And we watching the match, and they start getting emotional at the end of the match. And I'm seeing what they're saying. I understand, because you felt that EC3, you really called me stupid or called me, soft, but I really kind of felt that he was sincere about what he was saying about EC3.
He delivered it so well. He just delivered
it. These chicks, hold up, these women in my arm, to my left, my breezy to my left, she damn near started tearing up. And I looked up, I said, "So what's wrong with you?" She was like, "This is friend." I said, "Nah," I said, "It's acting." So I'm looking at her like, "Well, no." I said, "I think this is kind of serious." No, my other girl to my right, she's like, "Yeah, he's serious. This is nice. What is this? This TNA?" I said, "Yeah, this TNA." I think that's serious. So this was when it gets to the handshake part. So I said, "Everybody shut up." Shh. And then he does the relief factor where he does with his heel tactic, but I mean, I believe that was real. I believe he really was meaning it, because Rockstar Spud did show up.
Yeah. And none of that, but Rockstar Spud gets shit on a lot because of his size. But yeah, I thought it was amazing. What T-Sean's talking about is EC3 cuts this emotional promo of how he respects Spud, and everyone in the arena is buying it, and he cuts this promo where, like, we used to be friends and all that, and then he goes to shake his hand, and he's about to go out, and then EC3 just fucking starts beating the shit out of him, and he's like, "It's time to pay." He puts him up in like a tree of woe, and then just starts shaving his head. And then he grabs the mic and screams, "Take notice, this ring, this company, this industry, and this world, it's mine now." And I think it was one of the best heel spots on national television in a really long time.
Heat alert. I gotta say heat alert. Now, this is something new. But I'm about to catch a lot of heat for saying this. Now, and you made a comment towards, EC3 winning. I'm gonna be honest with you. If Rockstar Spud would have won, I wouldn't have been upset. Now, this is the heat part. EC3 and Rockstar Spud were more believable to me. I felt if Rockstar Spud would have won, I wouldn't have had a bitch of a complaint. Now, there's a wrestler that's about that pint size as a Rockstar Spud, and he beats big guys like Batista and shit. Rey Mysterio. I never ever believed the fucking, like, him putting a 619 on under. I never believed none of that bullshit. I couldn't get into it. And I was like, I don't believe this, man. Like, hell nah. How in the fuck Rey Mysterio just beat Big Show? What the hell? I couldn't buy into it. I was totally turned off. I used to tell American all the time, like, man, I don't believe that. That's some bullshit. Why the hell is he beating these guys like this? But Rockstar Spud versus EC3, he performed so well, and they told such a great story as far as anger and everybody marked out with his and big shout out to Taz for noticing this. And this shows the level, back to the commentary what you guys saying, the great level that these guys have really picked up their game, because I like how Taz pays attention to the details. Because usually if this was Spike Taz, he would have ignored it and wouldn't have said that Rockstar Spud was channeling wrestlers of the past. But that was epic right there when Rockstar Spud started channeling the wrestlers, like doing every gimmick from the Dudley gimmick to like every gimmick he was doing. I kind of caught on to it late but Taz had hit me on. I was like, good job, Taz. Yeah, he is channeling everybody from the past. That he was doing
I think the big problem with Rey Mysterio is, and I love Rey Mysterio, is that they didn't sell an ass whooping enough. No. You know, I think if Rey Mysterio took an ass whooping like a Spike Dudley or a Spud, that you would be more believable. But, you know, here's the thing. You know how John Cena lies? He does. And he says he's for the children. Rey Mysterio is really for the children. And what I mean by that is, I teach, I volunteer a lot. Buy my pink shirt! Fucking douche. But I fucking hate John Cena with all my fucking heart, and I'll maybe do a video on that. But here's the thing. He's really for the children. Because, like, I'll watch kids watch pro wrestling. I'll watch my son, and they can see themselves as Rey Mysterio. And, you know, not that that's an excuse for the match, and Rey Mysterio is an amazing wrestler. It's just that people see Rey Mysterio, and a little boy, an 8-year-old boy, says, I can do that. So I think where John Cena lies and says he's for the kids, which he's full of fucking shit, Rey Mysterio actually is for the kids. But overall, I thought this was an amazing thing, and I'm a huge EC3 fan. I think they sacrificed a feel-good story with Spud winning to make EC3 look so much more evil and strong. And if I had to go with make people feel good or make EC3 look evil, I would go with make EC3 look evil. And I think they made the right decision on that. But if Spud did win, I think it would have been a feel-good story considering, you know, he worked the indies all through the UK and won, you know, Tough Enough competition. It's not called Tough Enough, but it's tough enough. So, yeah, what is British Boot Camp? So, there you go. So, overall, I give it a win.
The performance of Spud, it elevated him to damn near main event status. Could you see him with the world title scrap?
I don't know.
Okay. Now that one, I'll put it like this: the only way I would buy Rockstar Spud world title run, he has to beat EC3. It has to be EC3 he beats for it. You know, say that I say scrap the storyline now, stop it where it's at, and have them go at it later on in the future. Say for instance, you know, then do it like that where it's like a part 2, because I believe at a higher stakes with a title on the line and you got Rockstar Spud, you know, I would say next year. Do it next year in the same location. Do it then and let it pay off like that. That's where I would go with that type of thing, as far as him being championship caliber. I would, because it'll be something nice, you know, seeing an underdog like that. But at the same time, he's not really an underdog because he's highly over right now, Rockstar Spud.
Well, and also it's his home country. Let's see if he gets that same reaction in America.
Well, he has gotten that little.
Not like that. That's
Yeah.
this is
It was
a
a bigger
hero
stadium.
coming.
But the crowd now, god damn, that was a packed fucking house.
Yeah.
Arena, but damn.
At D_Rock73 says, all I'm saying, and she's talking about Havoc, that she's a mouthpiece as well as a monster. TNA, give her the mic. And that'll be interesting. I've not seen Havoc work a good match. I haven't seen her indie stuff. I just saw her live and what TNA has proven. And from what little I've seen of her, she hasn't impressed me. But people that I respect that watch the product say, no, she's really good. And if she's really good, I want to see TNA book her so that she could show her strengths.
And to that comment, I have to say both. I say Havoc and Awesome Kong. It's time to unleash their mic skills because Awesome Kong is damn good on the mic.
Yeah, but the problem with Awesome Kong is, like, I've heard her talk. She's the sweetest human being in the world. She has the nicest voice in the world. Like, she could be a karaoke champion. So you see Karma come out, and you're like, oh my God, it's a monster. Oh, she's unstoppable. And she's like, hey guys, I'm the sweetest voice. Okay, that's not how she sounds, but she just sounds so sweet.
Well, in TNA in the past, she has grabbed the mic and she changes her voice. She can do that.
Yeah. So, she's like, argh.
Yeah, so she can do that. That's what I'm going so far as a character-wise, but her being more vocal with her voice. But I wouldn't mind hearing her talk in a normal voice because she can talk like she can eat you alive. Like she can tell some on-the-spot jokes, make fun of you, and have everybody cracking up on you. And that's something that's kind of missing from the women's division because especially black women are very mouthy. They'll talk a lot of shit and make you feel fucking bad. And she has and what I'm saying, Awesome Kong has a mouth on her. Let her chew some of these females out with them words. So I believe a verbal conversation with her, roughshod and talking shit would go well and should go over. Continue to go over. I mean, so in a way. Well, let's go ahead, Dave.
All right, let's wrap this bad boy up. Final thoughts and also where the Internet Infantry can find you two. We'll start with T-Sean. T-Sean, we're going you in the batting order. So, final thoughts on tonight's Impact and what can the Internet Infantry do for you?
Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let American go first this time because I always go first all the time. Let my guy American go.
American a la carte. Overall thoughts on tonight's TNA Impact and what can the Internet Infantry do for you today?
Overall thoughts on Impact. A very good show from them. If you're one of those guys who just, I don't know for what reason you have this bias against TNA or whatever, watch this episode. Watch this episode and it may change your mind. I mean, if you thought this was a bad show, there's no help for you. If you still think the Raw is a good product compared to this,
well, here's the thing. If you think Raw is a good product, that's amazing. That's just amazing. Like, I would like to, because there's a lot of phony ass motherfuckers pretending Raw is good just to get likes and subscriptions, and you're fucking whores. But if you're not a fucking whore and you actually think Raw is good, I would like to fucking buy you a drink, fucking hang out with you, and just watch you watch Raw. And I would be doing a science project. Be like, the creature actually enjoys the Bella twins.
I'm just like, I want to know what cocaine are they snorting and who's supplying that bullshit from Peru. God damn it. But anyways, it's your man T-Sean the One. That's TISHAUN THE1. Find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also follow us. Wrestle Talk Media, which is on Facebook as well. There's hashtag Wrestle Talk Media. You know how to spell that, please spell that. Add yourself to the group and become a part of the conversation with me, American a la carte as well. But tonight's TNA Impact, to be exact, was an amazing show. you had everything, and I like the fact that TNA took note of them having several rivalries going on, and I didn't realize that. In each rivalry, if you look at the rivalries that were going on with the friendships, because Bram and Magnus, Bobby Roode, and EY, and Rockstar Spud and EC3, if you notice something in this trend, it's like Revenge of the Nerds kind of, or it's like Revenge of the Lackeys, because it's like the lackeys were going up against the guys that they once, were lacking on to.
Bram was to look up to you, and now you look up to me. That was a good line.
Yeah, because Bram was Magnus's lackey, because Magnus would smack the shit out of him all the time and tell him, come on, do this, do that, and do that shit. And of course, Spud was EC3's bitch, and EY was Robert Roode's bitch. So, and now they turn fucking badass, and now they're going at their masters, basically. So you had 3 stories. I didn't notice this until TNA said, hey, did you notice this? Like, oh, wow, that is going on. So kudos to TNA for doing that. It kind of blows your mind. Like, oh, the story comes full circle now. TNA did a lot in this specific episode. They took us. They had a lot of action in it. There was not very many segments as far as just a lot of talk. A lot of wrestling in it. A lot of, and when they talked, it was worth something. When Drew McIntyre talked, it was worth something. Seeing him get his ass kicked, I love that. Seeing him get his ass kicked by BBC, yo, they sold that well. The Samoa Joe situation sold it well. So TNA was an epic pass. If you thought that this was not a pass, maybe you have some strange, odd, irky-ass, rotten-ass taste for wrestling, because, I love Raw, I love WWE. Grew up on it. But at the same time, I gotta call a spade. That shit that they're putting out lately, especially this past fucking Raw, what the fuck was that? Yeah, exactly, America. Pure shit. So if you are one of those people that Dave was alluding to, that will eat crow and Raw was amazing, maybe you have a required taste, or maybe you still fucking with that guy that's selling you cocaine from Peru. Maybe that's what it is. So that's T-Shawn the one. That's my spiel on this one.
Do you think there's some people out there that just will, no matter what TNA does, they'll never give TNA a full credit?
I think there's millions, not millions, but there's a big chunk of people. Because the problem is, there's a lot of people that don't actually enjoy life, and they're fucking losers. No, and I'm dead serious. And I don't want to sound like Dave Bautista or fucking, Roman Reigns here. But there are people that, go hard times. And it sounds harsh, but I don't mean it to sound harsh. But there's losers in life. And the thing is, they will jump from bandwagon thing to bandwagon to thing because their success is now their success. It's like the guy who, when the Yankees are winning, he's a Yankees fan. But when the Lakers are winning, he's a Lakers fan. It's because his life sucks, and he just has to feel better about himself for it doing good. That's why, like, a lot of these guys were like, well, WWE's the best because it makes the most money. Well, yeah, but you're not making the most money. What does that have to do with this whole conversation? But their WWE success is their success. And it's just kind of sad, and I don't think people will ever give alternatives a chance.
That's why I said I feel like, when we talk about stuff like that, it's just that people feel like TNA is invading. TNA and other brands are invading their their precious baby, which is WWE. So they have to defend her. They have to, no matter what. She cannot do no fucking wrong.
But also on the other end, there's super TNA fans that are fucking ridiculous. It's just that there's extremists, because, like, the extremist in WWE is their success is my success, and the extremists for TNA are, well, if you thought segment 2 was bad, you're just a WWE fanboy. And it's also, I don't actually like TNA, I just hate WWE. There are TNA fans that they don't actually enjoy TNA, because, like, I remember I had a debate before, And, I was reviewing Impact, and it was a shitty Impact. And people were like, you're just a WWE fanboy. And I'm like, no, I'm actually an original TNA fanboy. Like, I like the original TNA better than the current product at the time. And they're like, it confused them. Like, what do you mean, original TNA? I'm like, well, I like them doing the $10 pay-per-views. Like, I didn't know about that. I'm like, then you don't like TNA. You just hate WWE. So it's weird that just like what you like. Can we all agree on that? It doesn't matter. Just like what you like. That's a good fucking lesson for everybody.
Dave there. There you have it. Dave, KocoSports.
Yep. Just like what you like. Adam Floyd 7 will be the last comment because he brings up a great point. You got to take a look at Rey Mysterio in ECW, WCW, and his Lucha stuff. Rey was brilliant. Injuries and bad WWE matchmaking hurt him. I agree with that 900 billion%. Matter of fact, I agree with that so much, Adams Floyd, I wish I said it earlier. Great point. Rey Mysterio in Lucha, ECW, and most of his WCW stuff. He did slow down a little bit for WCW, but I don't know if that's because of styles or whatever, but he still had some pretty amazing matches. But WWE, he was just a broken man. But at House of Hardcore, which me and Alucard reviewed, Rey Mysterio looked healthier than I've seen him in a while. Granted, he only cut a promo and did like 1 or 2 moves, but he just looked so healthy.
And for those out there, the only reason why I mentioned Rey Mysterio is I'm going back to my point. My point was that he has never sold a win like I saw Rockstar Spud
in WWE. We have to make that clear.
I mean, I watched him a lot in WCW and some of his matches, but as far as it was more passion, and the story was told. Spud told it way. Him and EC3 told it way better, and we can make debate. We can try to we can look way deep and try to find some great passionate match that Rey Mysterio had, but it just. I mean, one of his best matches was against Roode, but you can believe he would win that one. I'm talking about against a bigger odd. That's my point. For those that understand where I'm coming from with this one, EC3 is not a easy stepping stone for Rockstar Spud. Somebody like Kurt Angle or Big Show or Batista is not an easy step. Shouldn't look like an easy step for Rey Mysterio. But therefore, if you watch those matches and we can play them, you guys in the comment section, you can debate it if you want. You can go watch videos and play them back. You didn't really believe that he actually beat this guy the way he beat him. But if Rockstar Spud was to pull off that win against EC3, you would have felt it, because especially that Pele, all the moves he's pulling off and then the integrity he's fighting with, you felt it. You was like, well, it looks like he can actually beat him. That's what I'm just saying. What Rockstar exposed was that he could actually, if he wanted to, in this match, he proved that he could actually beat EC3 in some fashion or form.
Yeah, but there will be people that always debate the size, and the Rey Mysterio's early stuff is pretty amazing. I don't want to knock that at all. Just WWE. I don't even think it's WWE. I honestly, I've been saying this a lot lately, but when I go back in history, I think it's absolutely fucking true. I think WWE's biggest problem, they have no idea how to fucking book a face. Like, their idea of booking a face is giving them everything. They're like, oh, he's the good guy, give him everything. And I think even Rey Mysterio, when I think, like, I don't know, I don't want to blame WWE athletes as much as I want to blame WWE creative. You know what I mean? Like,
it's debatable. What you're saying is highly debatable, because it's different times. It just depends, because you look at RVD, he wasn't always just given everything, and you look at Christian when he was facing the Edge.
But he was never the guy, the good guy. The mid-carders they treat like shit, but once you're considered a main eventer and you're a good guy, mid-carders will always be treated like shit because it's WWE. But, example, let's say Dolph Ziggler starts main eventing, legit main eventing. They're just going to that's not fair. If they choose you as the face of the company, the good guy, because Rey Mysterio had that short run where he was the main guy, and they just booked him fucking horribly. I don't think they could tell a good guy storyline anymore. That's it. I don't, when's the last time there was a good guy that was on top that they booked well?
Rey Mysterio, it goes back to my point. He just was not believable. I'm sorry. and I'm not the only one that said that. A lot of people, I remember during the time it was happening, a lot of people just saying, man, I just don't believe him. Honestly, you just don't believe him.
Yeah, but in that defense, look at Fedor and, Gracie. Do you think anyone believed Royce Gracie could be a multiple UFC champion? They'd be like...
But he pulled, I'm saying, okay, Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
You can believe Eddie Guerrero, you believed him. Because
it depends. Most people do, but there's people out there. You know what I noticed too? If you're an indie wrestler and you're over 6 feet tall, you can't believe anyone can beat you. You're like, but I'm 6 feet tall.
One match you need to watch then. If anybody wants to try to debate me, one match you need to watch: Eddie Guerrero versus Brock Lesnar. Rest my case.
That was an amazing match.
Exactly. And you believe that at the finish of that match, you're like, okay, well, all right, I'm sold. Yeah, he won that. All right. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but once again, just like Spud, Eddie took an ass whooping that whole match. I think that's what Rey Mysterio didn't get during his push, or it just wasn't told right. But anyway, this debate can go on a long time, so let's wrap that bad boy up. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the other guys' channels. Follow us on Twitter at KocoSports. And please check out KocoSports.net, KocoSports.net. American a la carte has his TNA review up there if you need more TNA love. And also, we plan on doing a lot more podcasts today. So we try to do at least a minimum of one a day, and we're trying to add more and more content every day. All right, like, comment, subscribe. Check out KocoSports.net. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Internet Infantry, thank you very much. And with that, I am over.